Well, well, well. Look what we have here. The real boogeyman came outside to play. We thought that Kendrick was the boogeyman all along. He's going with the moniker. But the real boogeyman, the TDE, decided to pop outside. I think he saw everything that was going on. Obviously, if you weren't in the know, this whole East Coast versus West Coast beef really started brewing up when we had basically a week long thing full of disses back and forth, back and forth. But this began with the Red Bull freestyle with Absol, Big Sean, and of course Joey Badass. And Absol, he said, "We'll keep it friendly, but I get it. Competition, want to test your pen and all of that. Want to test your pen and all that." But ultimately, he stayed out of it. He let the little homies Ray Vine and Daylight, try to handle Joey. But like I said at the end of my last stream where we did a reaction of the last of the disses, I think that Joey Badass did single-handedly beat the West Coast. And it's hard for me to say. I do think that Ray Vaughn and Daylight did a great job, but we always criticize Daylight on his beat selection. I think that Ray Vaughn did great, but I think that the last track, Golden Eye, he touched a little bit too hard on the whole Diddy stuff. But I still love Whole Era. That's by far my favorite diss of the entire battle. I do need for Joey Badass to put some of these disses on DSPs though. I don't know why he not doing it. But Ray Vaughn, shout out to him, he did it. Reason too. So Ray Vaughn, Reason, and then Joey Badass disses outside of the last one, which is okay. But I like the finals. So yeah, but I think that Joey Badass did win. I don't think he won by a landslide like some people are saying, mainly East Coast folks, mainly New Yorkers to be specific. But I think that Joey Badass did ultimately win. I think that he did win. But now Ab Soul has come outside and he put out a track. Talking about the whole situation. So y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear? Here it goes. Let's react. It's fire too. I need him to also put this on DSPs because man, oh man, he was spinning. Gave me some gems too, and we'll talk about a little bit because some history that I wasn't aware of. He said that like killed him when he was talking about Joey, being Joey Child and Joey. Yeah, it was, like I said, it got a little bit spooky. Got on some Eminem type stuff. Like you ain't gotta do all that now. So all right, let's get into it though.
Hey, man. Niggas got the whole game fucked up. Only hit low for the bop, so hit low for the chop. Cheese on the roll, tell I chop chop. Circa 2011 in white low in the studio, breaking bread with Shikes, getting his opinion on LTN. Then some little niggas on skateboard slid in, quiet as mice. Sooner than later, I would find out they were being attentive, i.e., great minds think alike. Silence is a private. Probably why all these niggas talking. It was all a blur, blowing big down with my own word of mother. They would lead the era of the pros. Yeah, I brought the high tower to the East Coast. That's a
So this was the thing. Daylight touched on it, but it didn't really resonate with me. But Absol was also reiterating that he was in New York in 2011, 2012, working with somebody, and then he saw Pro Era come into, his studio space, and that's how he, really started messing with them. So this whole TDE Pro Era thing is a thing, and I never knew about it. Like I never knew that there was history between these two camps. So it makes much more sense how, Joey was talking about TD East and, constantly talking about Top and, how Rayvon came in. So this makes a lot more sense to me. Like I said, I don't know how many other people knew that. Like I said, I don't know the full history about everything, not a hip hop historian in that aspect. But it's very interesting now that there is a lot more history to this. A lot more history to this with TDE and Pro Era. So I was listening, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. I understand now. All right. So let's continue.
The double time, I ain't got time to explain. ECBC, out Brooklyn, hopping turnpikes, dapping up, flying steezy. Plus a little badass name ringing bells on the internet. Remember them kids on skateboards? I was polying with them like we never met. My team frying in the split, hitting like a cigarette. Me and Doe fell in love, and in the backwoods, then became irrelevant. Come to find out, Steve was the leader of the whole shit. Wish we could have busted down more before he transitioned.
Yeah, so he said that. He said Steve was the, leader of the pro era. And, he wish he could have, broke more bread, make some more, make some records together before Steve ultimately passed away. So I like, okay, okay.
Fast forward, 4-7 on me permanently. Meaning if you fucking with them, then you fucking with TDE.
So that was another one too. And Daylight also touched on that one. He also touched on that one when he said that he had Steve's tatted on him and 47 tatted on him. So Absol was the same way. So he got 47 tatted on him. So they were both, very much locked in with Pro Era around this time period. They was, they were clicked up. They were clicked up. They had the West Coast and the East Coast. So I was like, okay, all right. So yeah, this means more to y'all with this whole Joey Badass thing, this whole East Coast, West Coast thing than really anybody else. So I think at this point, like, it's fine that other people jumped in, and represented their coast, but ultimately this was a TD versus Pro Era thing. Really TD versus versus Joey Badass. It wasn't supposed to be a, jumping on somebody, but I was like, okay, all right, this makes a lot more sense to me. So now I have a slightly different perspective on this whole rap battle just because of the parties involved.
A competitive game. Niggas better be in shape. Catch you a friendly fate, then keep it that way. TD East was a motherfucking stretch, real shit. Told niggas he was back in the gym, not just reading no script. Quill was insensitive, mentioning that bridge. Shaw wasn't there when he was speaking at my intervention.
So yeah, I heard that. So Abs over here is admitting he was like, yeah, Daylight he took it a little too far. He was insensitive mentioning the bridge. He mentioned Chais. He's like, you weren't even there, bro. You weren't even there during this stuff. So it's like, I get it. You want to jump in, but yeah, it got to do with you, bro.
Von Wick might have referenced Puff a little too much, but Cub wanted all the motherfucking smoke, hence why he was so blunt.
Then he mentioned Rayvon. He was like, you mentioned Diddy too much, which I said, on the Golden Eye, like, you talking about Diddy, you way too much on that track. Like, I get it, but you was, you doing a little too much, man. You're doing a little too much. Talking about the gay stuff with Diddy. He was like, we get it, but just stop it. You didn't have to do all that. But he was like, hey, Rayvon wanted all the smoke. So he was like, look, Cub want on smoke. So I ain't mad at him.
I don't know you other niggas, I ain't never knocking no hustle. I'm just saying you might want to tap in for you end up in some trouble.
So hey, that's all he wanted. He like, hey man, I ain't mad at nobody else for bringing out diss tracks, but he like, bro, tap in, man, tap in before it get ugly. Cause he was like, even though this is competition between us and them, like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'ma still defend who I need to defend. Cause at the end of the day, this is family and this is just competition between us. This is a brotherly love stuff, but it's still competition. Ain't no malicious intent going on here. So I'm like, okay, all right, I get it.
Thought you knew he was the mafia? Big dogs on top of ya? Pause on that. I put the pause on all y'all, and I got lockjaw. Might wanna fall on back, all y'all whack. Niggas call they self tryna defend that? Hee hee. When gang loading straight, dancing around stadium sold out.
So he like, hey man, he like, y'all trying to call that out. Y'all trying to call that out. Do you see what he doing right now? Like, don't worry about him. He helping y'all right now. So I don't know why y'all trying to get at him. And that's like I said before. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, K-Dot got to respond. K-Dot got to respond." He's on tour right now. Like, does he not get the same grace that Drake got? Like, I'm going to continue saying that. Y'all said the exact same thing. So I like, does this man not get any grace? And even if he wasn't, like, he still doesn't have to respond, in my opinion. But hey, I don't even know. Like I said, I barely knew about Absol and Daylight having ties to Pro Era, but I don't know if Kendrick does too or not. Maybe he does, but Maybe it's not as close as Absol and Daylight. Like somebody will have to tell me if K Dot has that same relationship with Joey and the rest of Pro Era that Absol and Daylight do. Because I don't know.
Best y'all back up, cause quite frankly, if he actually needed backup, y'all know he just brings soul out.
And it's another thing that people were talking about. They were like, "Oh, this is West Coast versus East Coast stuff. Why is Kendrick sending Rayvon and Daylight out?" But Absol was like, "All right, bro. Like Rayvon and Daylight don't need backup, but if someone like K Dot actually needed backup, then he would just call me. He would just call me." Because I've seen people saying that too. Where's Absol? Where's Schoolboy? Where's J Rock? Y'all asking. Y'all were asking where all these people are from TDE, but it was like he doesn't need backup. K Dot doesn't need backup. But if he really did, I'm here. What else, Wavon? Like if he really did, I'm here.
The blog saying the coasting lost. That's a bad look. The homie literally just popped out and set the stage for y'all. What the fuck? I got love for the Beast Coast blog. We the best one. What's up? Quit bumping your gun. Get back in the pool. Stop playing with us. Got me feeling like Ice Cube sitting in a glass half full. But I'm straight out of Carson. Bring in the arson. Little nigga, watch your attitude. Hey.
I'm straight out of Carson, bringing that arson. Let him watch your attitude. Like what? Telling you, boy. I'm telling you, Absol, he's one of the greatest rappers ever. One of the greatest rappers ever, boy.
The new Bo Boyega, the Bottega and Chuck Taylors might make Dre drop Detox and reunite Black Hippie. Don't tempt me.
You heard that boy said might make Dre actually drop Detox and might bring back Black Hit Me. Don't tip me. People bit, man. Oh my god. Even though K-Dot, obviously on the hard part 6, he talked about, how, he was the reason blaming himself as to why Black Hippie, didn't become a thing. But if Absol could actually do that, and like again, he's just talking, but if Absol could actually do that, boy, you know how happy everyone would be if he could. I wish. It's still a pipe dream. Still a pipe dream. But if he could, man, that would be one of the greatest moments in hip hop history, man. I'd cry. I'd probably cry. I would probably cry, man. Ah, man. It's that cap. It's something about it. Schoolboy Q can't do it and gave up. No one can. Man, it would be nice though.
Man.
What up, Paladin?
So Soul's the boogeyman. Nobody want to do that with Soul.
He's
Why?
different.
Why? I mean, I know he's dope, but why?
Like nobody want to do that with Soul. Soul not Dot. It ain't gonna be no bops. It ain't gonna be nothing.
You'll get
Daylight with shades on. Yeah. Hey, yo, Ray, don't worry about nothing. We gonna get these bands, though. I see it. I see you. Hey, Matt, give me my pride. Give me my...
Another B switch.
Everything don't happen for a reason. Your bitch so DM. I'm more seasoned. Yeah.
That boy said, yo bitch and so DM, I'm more seasoned. Again, bro, just wordplay. Yo bitch is so DM, I'm more seasoned. Again, something so simple, but that's such a hard line, bro. Such a hard line, bro. Flex a lot in the building.
Yeah, I'm more appeasing. I need me a Grammy just so I can peas in.
Then said more peas in. I need a Grammy just so I can peas in. So a peas in. I need a Grammy just so I can be, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is hip hop right here. Hello.
Somebody get moves on the line. I'm still taking Joey, my little homie, hold on into the void. If you knew, clear the room for I seek and destroy. Huh. Bang, bang, bang. I'm so corrupted, I want to call out names. But that'll be a waste of my time. Because don't nobody want it with A.
Man, hey, you say I feel so corrupted, I could call out names. But that will be a waste of my time. I wonder who he would call out if he was really feeling froggy. Who would he call out? I wonder. I wonder. Yeah, into the void, man. I'm telling you, bro. I don't know. I don't know who Absol would call out. I don't know who you would call out. Like who would really want it with Absol? I said this on Twitter, man. So I heard this. I was like, does anybody actually want it with Absol? Like seriously? Like, man, I don't know, bro. I mean, it was Q say Kendrick going, and if it's the Q, or Kendrick don't want to do it. Yeah, I think at this point it might be watch, man. It might be watch the Black Kitty stuff, but
B, don't forget the dash. Unless you make the meta math, $ OUL, you can fucking have. Yeah. Compliments of the company, car son, of course from Belly. I prove I won already, bar none. Don't cross the 91 without a pass. You gon' need credentials and premium gas. And I'ma slap academics when I see them.
and that was it, right? That was it right there. We gonna talk about that in a second. And I was academic when I see him. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man.
Where you niggas from? Where you niggas at? Give me my props. Give me my. Give me my props. Give me my. Give me my props.
So that's it. That's it. But I mean, yeah, I think real hip hop heads. I mean, we don't have to give Absol any more props because we already know what his pen is like. We already know what his pen is like. So everybody else, if you're not familiar, then yes, and give Absol his props. He didn't need to come out, but this is great. Again, as a hip hop lover, I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing for me. He didn't have to do this, but hey, he talked this shit, and it was fire from beginning to end. Fire from beginning to end. So, this is my question to y'all. Do we think that anybody else is going to hop back out on the East Coast and say anything? Do we think anyone on the East Coast is going to hop out and say anything? It's the type of shit. What up, Dooms? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think people might leave this alone. I said this on Twitter as well. I was like, I think the East Coast might leave them on red, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, but I think the East Coast might leave Absol on red. Not because they're scared, that could be one reason. They may be scared, but I think it's more just because it's past the point, right? Like I don't think that Absol in his infinite wisdom and his infinite pen could re-spark up the beef. I mean, it'll be interesting if it does, but again, especially at this point, I'm going to be extra critical on anybody who potentially hops in if it's not Joey, right? I'm going to be extra critical. Like I don't want nobody who isn't already known hop out unless you're on the level of Kai Cash because Kai Cash did great. I do respect Kai Cash, but again, he wasn't really going after nobody. He would just on some East Coast, West Coast stuff. Like the majority of people, they were on some East Coast, West Coast stuff, not directly talking about somebody. So who could it be? Who could it be on the East? Like who would take offense to this and be like, hey man, like, all right, Absol, he's putting the West on his back because K Dot busy right now. Like y'all on this competition, whoop de whoop type stuff. But here I go. Here I go. I'm here. Give me my props. Where y'all niggas at? Right? Where y'all niggas at? So I don't know. That's the main question. If this man sparks the beat back up, if Absol sparked the beat back up with this particular track here, who would respond? Who would take offense to this and be like, yo, I have to say something back to you? It's Ice Spice. King of New York, the real King of New York right there. I hear you. I hear she's just gonna shake her ass for 5 minutes. That's all. She's just gonna shake her ass for 5 minutes and talk about Boo Boo again. Cause that's all she do. That's all she do. So I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting. But thank you, Absol. Thank you for making this. You didn't need to, but we definitely enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed it for sure. For sure. All right. Let's get to the person that Absol mentioned at the end though. Because this caused some controversy, of course, because it's Big Ack. out here. It's Big Ace and Ron Browns. So DJ Akademiks, of course, caught wind. Of course, he caught wind. He said, sounds amazing. Just remind that nigga they won't throw a funeral for him like Nipsey. Keep rapping, little nigga. We ain't seen you slap nothing yet. I hate this for so many reasons. And I gave a detailed explanation on social media as well. But I said, Ak, I was saying, Ak, you have to stop talking like this. One day, when you step outside, someone will try you. You talk like this online because you don't leave your crib. It's very easy to talk like this online when you do not leave your crib. And the time that you do leave your crib, they are in highly public spaces with security, with cops. Nobody will be that dumb to try you. And who could get close to you anyway if you have all of your security behind you? Because you're definitely not going to go outside by yourself. You know better. You have a lot of people who do not like the things that you say. You have a lot of people that do not like the things that you do and have done in the past. You beef with everybody except for a select few people which you are back down on, like Saucy Santana, of all people. Saucy Santana, of all people, you back down on and cried. But everybody else, you want to do this rah-rah and big act, fuck you type shit. But bro, you are not a gangster. I'm sorry. You have no gangster bones in your body. You are as gangster as I am, which is not gangster at all. I have never once claimed that I am gangster. You definitely are not a gangster, Ak. You may have people around you, may have resources because you have money, but you yourself, Livingston, are not gangster. Okay, so please stop this. I understand that Akademiks in the past has been threatened with bodily harm, not slapping, but there have been some instances outside of the Chirac stuff, because almost everybody in Chirac said, at one point in time that they were going to unalive Akademiks because of what he did and was making fun of them and was, highlighting their city in a bad way. And Meek Mill, he, in a roundabout way said, I'm giving the green light. We know green light does mean to unalive somebody. So, you can try to spin around there, but that's what green light means. So Meek Mill had done it too. But like Freddie Gibbs, he said he's gonna slap him. Vic Mensa, the infamous moment when he was face to face with him, said I should slap you, but he kept it cordial. I think the thing with Akademiks now has been that so many people have threatened to touch him and haven't done it. And with that being said, over the years, Akademiks has developed this ego like he's untouchable. And again, I'm not wanting this to happen, but I do think when you get to a point like this, that you feel like you are untouchable and you could just talk all this shit and constantly talk all this shit about people, and you don't get any repercussions, no consequences come your way, then I do think that, people like this do need to get slapped in the face or punched in the face, because you're never going to learn at this point. So how far are you going to take an Akademiks before something actually does happen? Right? That's my thing. How much further are you going to take it before something actually does happen? But again, you don't go outside. You stay in your house for the most part. Like this man was given an address to where he's going. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to the Kendrick tour. I'm going to the Kendrick tour." Again, that is a highly public place. So you expect Absol or anybody who was with Absol to go find you in this big stadium where there are thousands of cops around and slap you. I'm just saying, like, people aren't dumb like that, right? People aren't dumb like that. I'm not, and again, I'm not saying that Akademiks shouldn't respond, but this response, how else are you supposed to read this? Absol said he would slap him. He didn't say he was going to unalive him, but Akademiks turned it around in a gangster reactionary way, saying that they won't throw a funeral for him like Nipsey. What does that mean? Please, let's not everybody be dumb here. What does that mean, chat? That means that if you slap me or want to put hands on me, I am going to unalive you. Okay? What does a funeral mean? That means that somebody's dead. Hello? And let's take this further. If you don't believe me from this tweet, there is a clip here. Let's watch the clip.
And I'ma slap academics when I see him.
Absol, if you ever raise a hand at me, nigga, it would be your last day on earth, nigga. You gonna join Nipsey. Nipsey King.
He doubled down immediately. He said, if you put a hands on me and slap me, you will join Nipsey. It will be the last day on earth. So again, if people want to try to spin it and say, oh, that's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. He said it on stream. On stream.
King Von, Pac, all of y'all gonna be having a good time. Stop.
See? He said, you, King Von, and Pac all gonna be having a good time. What's the common denominator between Nipsey, King Von, and Tupac? They're all no longer on this earth. So what are you saying? But again, my problem is DJ Akademiks, you are not a gangster. Are you saying with a straight face that if someone puts their hands on you, that you are going to kill them? Is that what you were saying, sir? I understand, and I am not saying that DJ Akademiks does not have the right to respond. Of course, you have the right to respond, but do not act like because of what you said and what you have done has caused this to happen. You do not say that you want to slap someone for no reason. Usually it's because you have involved yourself in situations that you don't know anything about. You have said things that you shouldn't have, and you have pissed people off. So what do you expect them to do? Do you expect nobody to respond to you while you are violating them on stream, Big Ack? That is my question to you. Is that what you truly expect? I'm sorry, but just as you are doing your song and dance on stream, getting drunk and yelling at the top of your lungs saying Drake, Drake, Drake with his ding-a-ling in your mouth, and you're talking about the West Coast and saying K-Dot needs to respond. You were saying all this stuff all last year, violating Kendrick, and you think that nobody who is on K-Dot's side can say anything. Or when you start violating the people themselves, do you expect them not to say anything? He didn't say he was going to unalive you. He just said he was going to slap you. Because maybe it does need to happen. Maybe it does need to happen. Okay? But you going as far as saying, oh, this will be your last day on earth. Are you really about that life? Because there are certain people that, again, don't play that, but they have to catch you first. And again, if you are going to be in highly public settings, they are not going to be that dumb. Okay? But there are people that want to put their hands on you. You have said out of your own mouth multiple times that if someone tries to put their hands on you, you are going to tell. You are a civilian. You have said this yourself, Livingston. You are a civilian. So please do not talk this whole rah-rah gangster stuff, talking about you are going to unalive somebody if they put their hands on you. That is my problem. Okay? That is my problem. And I'm saying this both ways, you know me, dog. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Are you listening to what I'm saying? I already said this. I said I am not upset with DJ Akademiks responding, but my problem is how he responded, saying that you are going to unalive somebody. Did you really need to take it that far? Are you really about that life? Okay? Are you really about that life? Because that's way more serious than saying you're going to slap somebody. Nobody wants to, well, not because they have at one point, but really nobody wants to unalive you, Act. Okay? They just want you to understand that sometimes, which ends up being a lot of times at this point, because this ain't the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time that you will piss somebody off. But you need to watch what you say. You cannot just sit in your house and just talk shit about everybody and then not expect anybody to be upset. It goes both ways, you know me, dog. It goes both ways. Okay? So yeah, just like you saying I can't police Akademiks' response. Yeah, you can't police everybody else who said that they would slap him. And again, they're not saying it for no reason. They're saying it because Akademiks have been violating for years. What up, Megas? That's my problem. Let's continue here.
I hate you pussy ass rappers. Y'all don't talk tough to nobody. We ain't see you slap nobody. Niggas ain't even hear your voice, my nigga. Stop it. We don't believe you, nigga. And I'm going to the GNX concert. Either Toronto or I'm picking another day. So you go, I'm gonna be there. I'm going to you. You ain't coming to Jersey, nigga. You try to slap me, nigga, it's your last day on earth, nigga. You take your last couple deep breaths. Hope you wish your whole family. What are y'all niggas talking about? Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Yo, that little goofy shit y'all talking about, like, bro, it's not happening. What are you talking about? What are you nigga talking about? The nigga violating you don't want to slap him, or maybe we're just rapping. I think he probably just rapping. Absol not like that. The fuck is this nigga talking?
Who violated Absol? I'm confused. Who violated Absol? That was this recently? Like who said something? I didn't really hear anybody say nothing about Absol. Only you, for real. But ain't nobody saying nothing about Absol on the mic. What's he talking about? Is he saying that Joey violated Absol? Like doing that Red Bull freestyle? Well, that'll be the only thing I would be. But he ain't violate nobody. What you talking about? I don't know, bro. I don't know what you talking about.
Talking about. Y'all got this goofy ass nigga talking like this? Absol, I'll give you an address, nigga. I dare you to pull up and try to slap me. It'll be your last day on earth. I've been praying and begging for one of y'all rap niggas to give an example.
Really? Really? And this is what I'm talking about, people. Again, since nobody has actually done anything, which is kind of to the detriment of rappers too. Because like Freddie Gibbs, for example, Meek Mill, like they sounded, kind of serious on social media. And again, when it doesn't happen, then Academics gets this ego and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now he's talking like this. Now he's talking like this because nobody has done it yet. But when somebody does, because I think it's going to happen, I don't know when, but it will happen eventually. He's not going to be able to walk this earth and not get touched. But again, he stays inside. He's talking this tough shit now, but he stays inside. He knows better. That's what I'm saying. Like, you say all this online, but you still stay inside for the most part. That's just the most annoying part. But now he gets to say all this because nobody's done anything. He said, I ain't y'all pussy ass rapper. I ain't gonna do nothing. I've been praying. Why would you be praying for somebody to touch you? You're praying for somebody to put their hands on you? Okay, Academics. All right, bro. I think that Freddie might too, because Freddie has actually gotten busy outside. He messed with Benny and his crew. So I think that Freddie would actually do it. But it's like he gotta catch you. Again, he also said he was slappable. But like I said, that's the problem. That's the problem. You can't catch this man because he stays where he is. Cammy says he'll do it. You're like Mario Game talks, will never leave the house, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what makes me more annoyed than anything.
What are you talking about? Please, keep your goofy raps, keep rhyming words, but keep it wherever the fuck you at, my nigga. Bitch, you could spin. Y'all just get next to it, just in Jersey. 888 Newark Avenue, Jersey City, New Jersey, nigga. 07306. You could come meet me there. You won't slap nothing, nigga. It'll be the last day you on earth. Stop rapping about doing shit to people who ain't talking about doing shit to you. Stop it. I'm going to call out that bitch made pussy shit every single time. So now when you rap this, you put this on record and you ain't about to do nothing. What am I supposed to say about you? That you a bitch? We never heard about you doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just do the same shit that you've been doing. I mean, it's another day for you. You couldn't wait to come back on stream and say this. You couldn't wait. People are literally waiting on your response. And this is what you give. Like I said, it's just my problem of him just threatening, like, this will be your last day on earth. I'm like, okay, Academics. Like, oh, boy. He said he put his address on there. I don't know if that was his address. It sounded like that was the address of MetLife, but I don't know. Yeah, he did get swatted already, which I heard. I kind of missed that one, but people did say he got swatted recently, which is just, yeah. Said Freddie kind of lost the thread when he in his point. Yeah, because he was. And again, Academics was kind of violating him there, man. That's why I say when people be getting into it, man, you kind of gotta keep your like whatever's going on with you airtight, because any chance that people like Academics gets, they're gonna just swarm on you, bro. They're gonna just swarm on you. So, like I said, this dude, bro. I just don't understand. I just don't understand like how it had gotten to this point where like academics is on his big act stuff and he is just talking crap about everybody, bro. Everybody. And now we are at the point where he's not just violating people with words. He's saying that he's going to unalive people if they touch him. And is praying to give an example. Like what? That's oof, and I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Of course, it's not, but I think at some point somebody does need to teach this man a lesson because he just won't stop, bro. His ego is gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's just gonna keep doing the same stuff that he's doing, and nobody's gonna be able to check him. I think Academic does need to get checked at one point because this is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous at this point. Say you got Black Bunny Uber, right? And put a plunge on the BM head. Yeah, man, it's crazy stuff, bro. So that's my thoughts, man. That's my thoughts on the situation. But again, Absol, great track, great track. I loved it. But obviously, I just wish people saw. I also wish that rappers stop saying DJ Academics name. Just stop, bro. Like I get it. Just I would rather it be at this point that you know what DJ Academics said about you or about somebody who you're close with, and you just keep it in a tuck. Just keep it in a tuck, and then whenever you see him out in public, he may think y'all are cool, and then simple. And then go be like, "Oh, what happened? I thought we were no." You remember what you said about me a couple years ago? You know what you said about me a couple years ago? Like, don't say nothing. Don't tweet about him. Don't put him in any raps. Nothing. Just keep it in the tuck. Keep it in the files. Just keep it in the files, and then when you see him, if you do, because he like a unicorn out here, but if you see him, then just go ahead and he said he gonna do that. He said he was gonna do that. He said he gonna tell. He said he gonna tell the cops and he gonna sue. But now he went from telling, and suing to now I'm going to unalive you if you touch me. So I'm like, bro, how did we get to this point? It's crazy. It's crazy. He talking, he doing too much right now, bro. He gotta chill out. Cause you saying you gonna meet Nipsey? Like they ain't gonna do the same funeral. They ain't gonna throw a funeral for you like they did Nipsey. Like what are you talking about, bro? That's when you start getting into the really disrespectful stuff. It's like I get it. All right, he said he gonna slap you. All right, yeah, disrespectful. But again, there's always taking it further, and he took it further, bro. Yeah, your security can too. That's why I said, but it's still gonna be on DJ Academics' hands though. It's still gonna be on his hand. He said you about to download Only Musha. All right, we're gonna get into that shortly. All right.